Welcome back to the Ambition Over Fear platform. Today I really want to talk to the empaths and hypersensitives that are having trouble manifesting a life of their desires because there's that little bug that keeps flying around, which is called perfectionism. Time and time again, artists continue to push forward, and every single one of you is an artist because you're using your creative power and deciding what actually you would like to do with life, and you're using that creative force in you to decide how you would like to see your future. And the fact that you're watching this video and the fact that you're here right now from a consciousness perspective means that you're vibrating at the same energy at which I am giving out in this video. So you understand that life is not a series of, I am the way I am, what can I do about it? But who do I want to be? And how do I heal who I was and who I am to get there? Every single one of you has so much potential when it comes down to what you have to offer the world. Your purpose and the reason why you continue to wake up and live out each day is just waiting for you on the other side of fear. It's waiting for you on the other side of perfectionism. So if you can allow yourself to release your need to control how something manifests, then you can manifest something with much more ease. You don't have to feel as if the way you live life has to be perfect in order for you to line up with the speed at which you would like to grow. Because I know who you are, I know who I am, and we're ambitious people. We're people that see ourselves as kings, queens, gods, and goddesses. And the only thing separating what we know our soul to be and the reflective world around us is simply the time and the patience for you to learn how to manage your mind in a way where you allow the parts of your mind that are no longer serving you to heal and become something that you learn from and are not oppressed by. When you're manifesting something, what you're initially doing is going into your soul, which is the observer. It is the part of you that is allowed to think beyond your current circumstance. I always wonder to myself, how am I able to think beyond what my five senses can pick up on? And the answer to that question is because when you think, you are actually using your mind in this human body to actually connect to the universal mind and universal consciousness. And the way you're able to actually take all of that information is because your soul is the lens that gets to view the entire universe. And at any given moment, you can decide what your soul resonates in, and that is how you evolve your soul. So right now, I want you to move into a place where you realize that when you are thinking of a new life and you're visualizing your desires and you're really sitting with how you would like your life to look, and you have that image of a version of you that is living the entire life that you daydream about, I want to let you know that your imagination is not made up. Your imagination is your mind searching the quantum field of the universe. The quantum field is just a descriptive word for allowing you to understand how you can navigate different dimensions of energy so you can better create. Energy creates matter. Whatever is in the quantum field creates what you see in the physical field. So when you are thinking and feeling that version of you, you're actually seeing another version of yourself that exists in a parallel reality. That age-old tale where we talk about what if there are 1,000 versions of you, and what if there is another version of you living in another reality, living a different life? Those thoughts do not come from fictionist tales. Those thoughts come from a human tapping into a truth and not believing it to be a truth. You do have millions and infinite amounts of versions of you living in parallel realities. The only difference is when you're looking at the dimensions, you're going vertical, 1 to 13. And your soul, regardless of what energy you're able to hold on to in this reincarnation and the different beings that you have reincarnated as in different planets, your soul exists here because in order for anything to exist, it has to run through all the dimensions. So regardless of really the reincarnations you've had in your soul, that does determine what is the base level that your soul is aware of. What dimensional layer is your soul able to actually embody? But in the back end, your soul is connected through all the dimensions, and that is why it is able to exist in the system. But looking at it more of a horizontal framework, that is parallel realities. Whenever you choose a different thought or emotion, you're shifting yourself into an entirely new reality. So when you're trying to manifest and move into a new life, you're trying to quantum jump from one version of you to another version of you, from one parallel reality to an entirely other parallel reality. And what that jump requires you to do is to initially let go of identifying with that old version of you and that old parallel reality. Now, you will have to revisit all the versions and memories and experiences that you have had to heal. But the first step initially is to just live from your imagination and every day wake up and imagine and feel that you are in the life that you would like to bring to fruition. Simply by you placing your consciousness in the version of you that exists in a parallel reality that has everything you would like to experience, simply by you saying in this moment that reality is not that solid and I am now that version of myself, feel what that version of you in that reality, embody how that version of you would speak, how people would speak to you, what you wear, whatever you find important in life, you literally just conjure how you would like that area of life to look in that parallel reality. And if you haven't decided what parallel reality you want to move into, take a piece of paper and write 5 of the most important areas of life to you in your heart. Now decide that reality is a manifested creation and realize that it's not as solid. So now, if anything was possible, how would you want all those 5 areas of life to look? With no limitation, no how or when or why, no judgment, whatever you would like to experience. Okay? But to circle back around, when you're moving from one parallel reality to another, in order for you to manifest something new, you have to let go of that old. So if you're trying to manifest something new in the area of your life that has to do with career and finance, then when you're looking and feeling the energy in that version of you that you're moving into, and you're feeling the abundance, the job you would like to live out, you know, the purpose that you wake up and go to sleep to every single night. In order for you to take that energy in that quantum field and manifest it in your physical reality, you have to initially let go and forgive the old version of you that is living in that area of life in a manner that you would like to move away from. But don't have resentment. Forgive it, because the more you attach an emotion to something, that emotion will continually produce. So understand what you're associating a subject with. If you would like to create a new relationship or have better interpersonal relationships, and in the old version of you, you have an energy associated to the area of life which is interpersonal relationships, and that energy is untrusting and betrayal. So in order for you to manifest new experiences within the area of life that is interpersonal relationships, you have to have a new energy associated to that area of life. See, whatever energy you have associated to an area of life is what will continue to reproduce. So if you have, let's say you're moving into creating new interpersonal relationships, and the energy you want, the experiences you want to have within that area of life, which is interpersonal relationships, is empowering and trusting, then you're going to have to always have a mind state that now when you're looking at the people around you and the new interpersonal relationships you're creating, or even using your imagination to envision bringing in new interpersonal relationships, the energy that you're going to be embodying in your emotional realm is that of trusting and empowerment. So this is one of the issues that may arise when you're deciding that you would like to manifest something and perfectionism gets in the way. Now, step one is, in order for you to manifest something new, you have to let go of the old. And the only way for that to happen is if you are not consistently thinking about what you want to manifest and associating the thing you want to manifest with your self-value. Because I've done that. I've literally gotten into a space where I believe that I am only worthy if I manifest something. And realize that you're worthy, you just being an intergalactic soul having a human experience. That is enough. Find so much joy in the simple things that you feel satisfied by every experience. Because if you're consistently ruminating and thinking about what you want to manifest, your logical mind will kick in, look around, and examine the third dimensional plane and really tell you that the energy that you're embodying, that you believing that you're already having those successful interpersonal relationships, the more you ruminate about having that thing, your mind will look into the third dimensional reality around you and reinforce that, hey, you do not have this thing. Because when you're manifesting, what you're initially doing is placing your mind outside of your current reality into another reality and really feeling as if everything you want to manifest has already happened. The task is completed. The job is done, and you're sitting in a place of emotional satisfaction because you already have manifested what you would like to manifest. That is the goal and the technique that many people use. So if now we're switching the topic, if we're discussing how to manifest money or wealth, and in order for me to manifest that, I have to place myself in a reality and become a version of myself that is already living a life and is already a person that has wealth and abundance. But the more you ruminate and continually focus on wanting to have something, your mind goes into what your five senses are picking up on, or into your insecurities, which may be pointing to the fact that you're not worthy of achieving these things. So overthinking of what you want to manifest, and believing as if the only way for you to be happy is if you manifest this dream life, is putting so much pressure on the universe that is you, and putting so much pressure on you as the artist that you cannot actually fully execute any project or creative idea because you're putting so much pressure on yourself. And then that creates perfectionism. So step one is, in order to let go of perfectionism, you have to let go of the idea that whatever task you're doing, whatever project you're creating, whatever part of your life that you're trying to experience something new in, you have to, for a moment, ask yourself, if you did not manifest any of these things, would you be okay? It might feel alarming because myself included, I have such a need to express my energy through power and creativity that is what my life has led to. But the more I continually put so much pressure on it, is the more that when I'm doing those things, or I'm making that art, or I'm making that business, I overthink things and I don't allow myself to create because I'm trying to make everything so perfect. So lower what you're trying to create, take it off the pedestal and see it as an equal, and realize that you're okay with or without it. Step two initially is, one of the issues that can come up with perfectionism is when someone has an intense part of their brain that would like to control the external world so much because their internal world has come into a lot of emotional and mental and spiritual dilemmas. So when we go through a lot of trauma and instability in our internal world, we will try to overly control what is in our external world. And so what you can do in this moment is realize that by you going through what is called disorders, which I actually call them gifts, because what they are is a signification of what part of your mind is unique. So if we're talking about anxiety, OCD, and ADHD, those are all huge significations that a person may not be able to fully delegate and discipline themselves to control the powerful energy in their mind. So the energy in their mind starts to control them. Okay? So the important part here is to realize that the internal creates the external. So if you would like to stop overly trying to control life with perfectionism internally, stop trying to overly control your thoughts and emotions, stop trying to overachieve every single thing in life to make up for the fact that you have had periods in your life that have made you feel less than or inferior. Whenever you go through inferiority or trials and tribulations in life, what that is telling you is you're getting a chance to expand your story and see the value and lessons in the disempowering emotions and experiences. You're getting both spectrums of energy, shadow and light, and embodying both. So go inside and trust your higher self, trust your heart that your mind and your emotions can take care of themselves, when in the past your mind and emotions couldn't take care of themselves and you had to continually be the one to parent or control your mind and emotions. Now you're going to say, mind and emotions, I trust you because my soul is going to now govern you. Now allow your soul to guide your mind and emotions, and that will allow you to release control internally, which will then allow you to release control externally. Okay? Now step three is really an important part, which is, when internally you feel as if you're out of control, so you try to over-control the external world. A lot of the internal properties of your mind that can be out of control is a lot of mental gifts like anxiety, OCD, and ADHD, and all of them are connected. So the OCD will make you want to do everything very quickly, and it will convince you that you don't have enough time to do something, that you need to go faster, and the anxiety will make you feel as if you can't fully enjoy something because you're always thinking about what you have to do next. In this moment, what you can do is truly find joy in what you're doing. Find your inner child, allow the inner child in you to come in and use its curiosity and wonder. So whenever you're performing any task, you're able to perform that task with a level of joy and entertainment and passion. That is how you be in the moment, is you use your inner child, the innocent, curious part of you that really is just fascinated by everything, similar to how a child is. Now, if you've experienced, trauma and issues in your childhood that may prevent you from tapping into that inner child part within, and your innocence and your wonder and your curiosity as a child was skewed, I definitely want you to look at one of my other videos called How to Heal Your Inner Child. But if that happens, then you would just have to heal your inner child, heal what has happened to you. And how you heal that is by allowing a new inner child to have a friendly conversation with the inner child that was traumatized when you were younger. And that new inner child has an unconditional level of love and niceness. So you're going to allow this new part of you, which is coming into curiosity and wonder and really taking the philosophy that everything in life is interesting, the good and the bad is something to observe and be entertained by, and take that new inner child and allow that to heal the inner child that you experienced, which may have had their curiosity and wonder and playfulness taken out of them. But you use your inner child to basically come into a position where you're a lot more catering into the moment. You're enjoying things. I can tell you right now, being a taskmaster and having a list of things I would like to do and wanting to get all of them done, sometimes I'm so focused on getting one thing done so I can move to the next that I'm not actually enjoying the thing that I'm doing in the moment, and it just feels like chores. So this can allow you to create a business easier, to be more disciplined easier. If you have issues following a list of tasks, it's because your OCD and perfectionism won't allow you to enjoy every task as is, and when you're in that task, to be encapsulated by what you're doing and to not worry about what you have to do next. So step 4 is assume you have the Midas touch. Assume that everything you touch turns to gold. When you're approaching anything in life, I want you to create a lower ego, which is a personality that really states that you're so in flow with the universe and your higher self that the minute you do anything, it turns out perfect. And don't use perfect. Tell yourself the minute you do anything, the minute you work on a task, do art, talk to a stranger, do something for the first time, that it's going to become golden. That's the word we're going to use from now on, is golden. Okay? Be the golden boy, the golden girl. Allow yourself to feel into believing that you can surpass anything that has happened to you in the past. You can evolve past that old lower ego. And by a lower ego, I'm talking about the ego is an identity. It is a collection of thoughts and emotions that you have about yourself and the world. The only time an ego is destructive is if you cannot heal the ego that you have made throughout the majority of the beginning of your life, long enough to decide what thoughts and emotions, what mental habits and patterns are actually healthy and will support your life that you would like to move into. So understand that is your lower ego is just the identity you have in this lower dimension. So when we're moving into a new identity, we have to heal the old identity. So heal the old identity and the experiences that tell you you're not good enough, or that one thing didn't happen that one time. And that categorizes all the failures that you might have gone through, because that is just what you've had to learn from, and that proves your strength and resilience to continue and keep on going. Just assume that every single time you do something, that you literally have to just very easily open your computer, open up the paint canvas, get on stage, and every single thing you say and what you do is going to flow from your higher self into what you're doing, and from your heart into what you're doing. And you're going to be so impressed by your performance and every single thing you do that you're going to shock yourself. Have that type of confidence and belief in yourself. And your OCD will love the fact that you believe everything turns into gold, because whatever you believe becomes a reality. So you don't actually have to experience something for it to be real. You just have to believe it long enough for your brain to connect the neurological pathways that would be similar to you actually having the experience. Okay? I want to tell you guys, you alchemists, you magicians, light workers, shadow workers, gods, starseeds, empaths, thank you for joining me. This is an educational platform that teaches a variety of self-mastery techniques. I do quantum coaching, and I have a book coming out, and by the time you watch this, the book will probably already be out. It is about how to go through a spiritual awakening as an empath, how to use your hypersensitivity to allow you to access higher dimensions so you can possess the powers and the gifts, the magic that your soul actually has. So you can manipulate the quantum field of any dimension to help the galactic realm or the physical realm. All right? All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.